Hi, my name is Hannah Peterson, and today I would like to inform you all more on drowning, preventative ways of drowning, and competitive swimming. Every day, about 10 people die from unintentional drowning. Of these 10 people, 2 of these people are under the ages of 14. Drowning is the 6th leading cause of unintentional injury of death for people of all age, and the 2nd leading cause of death for children between the ages of 1 and 14. And according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, drowning could be prevented by many different measures. And that is where this speech comes in place. I had been a lifeguard for about 5 years. I've competed in my high school team for a few years, and I've also coached a young kids swim team. I love to help people, and when it comes to helping people, I'd like to make sure that they're safe in the water and that they actually know proper techniques for swimming. Drowning is death from a deficient supply of oxygen to the body due to suffocation caused by water entering the lungs and preventing the absorption of oxygen. Many people who do survive a drowning can end up with brain damage, and that could result in a long-term disability, including memory problems, learning disabilities, and permanent loss of brain function. Risk factors vary from different genders, race, and age, but drowning is definitely not prejudice. It doesn't deal with what race you are. It's not about what color you are, it's not about, it doesn't discriminate. Risk factors vary, as I had mentioned before, and nearly 80% of people who die from drowning are males. Children ages between 1 and 4 died from unintentional injury, and almost 30% died from drowning. There are many ways that drowning can be prevented, and so that all these statistics can go down. Now I would like to move into ways to prevent drowning, which include supervision when and around the water, building a buddy system, learning CPR, preventing the use of air-filled toys or foam toys, avoiding drugs and alcohol when around body of water, and of course learning how to swim. The lack of supervision is a big concern of drowning, and with the help of lifeguards on duty, they really help out and decrease the amount of deaths and injuries. If you were to build a buddy system for everyone to follow when you're with a big group of students, like a big crowd, this can help decrease the risks of drowning, because in the buddy system you're able to work together and you have one person that you're there to look out for. In the time it might take for the paramedics to arrive, CPR skills are being used, and this can make a difference because it's possible that it could save a life. I know when I worked at the YMCA that we had a strict rule on air-filled foam toys, and the reason that they had this rule was because it was a risk of children being able to flip over, and then when they flip over on their back, they're not able to turn back around. As you can see in the first video that I showed you, the child flipped over on her back and she couldn't get back up. I mean, she was luckily able to turn over, but it's really difficult for a child to be able to do that, especially when dealing with toys. And then lastly, the main preventative way is to learn how to swim. Putting a child to learn to swim programs early in life and not having them, that it helps them so that they're not so afraid of water, and it really helps them later in life. Swimming is really fun, and many people do it for exercise, rehabilitation, and just for fun and games. Here I have some pictures to show and to demonstrate what it might look like with a person drowning. Here you have children who get close to the water and they're not being supervised. And even an older adult, he could have maybe gotten intoxicated or played too rough and didn't realize that he got knocked unconscious. Now I want to move into competitive swimming. You've always heard of the name Michael Phelps. The goal of competitive swimming is to constantly improve upon one's time or times, or to beat the competitors in any given event. However, some professional swimmers who do not hold a national or world record are considered to be the best in their own competition and in their own technical skills. Typically, an athlete goes through a cycle of training in which the body is overloaded with different work in the beginning. And then they go into a middle stage, which is the middle cycle, and then that workload is decreased. And then in the final stage, as a swimmer approaches the competition in which he or she is competing in, this final stage is also referred to as shave and taper. I know it sounds kind of weird, but let me explain. The swimmer has tapered down his or her workload and decreased the amount, and they're able to perform at their optimal level, at their best level. And at that very end of this stage, before competition, the swimmer shaves off all of the exposed hair for all the sake of reducing the drag and to help them improve their speed and time. Before the competition, they're able to shave off everything. And this gives them a sleeker and more hydrodynamic feel in the water. And then the four main strokes of swimming that I want to tell you about include freestyle, breaststroke, backstroke, and butterfly. All four of these include extensive work, time, and effort. And the technique, in order to master and succeed in having a faster time, is done by working hard and by being able to work through these different tasks. Here's some pictures of some competitive swimmers and the nature of what I've been in. And here's some more pictures. And then I just want to conclude with my topic and let you know that now that you understand more on drowning and preventative ways of drowning and competitive swimming, you can go and learn how to swim and persuade your family and friends with young kids to take them to swimming lessons. It's very important that they learn how to swim at such an early age. And according to D.C. Thompson, there is an 80% reduction in the risk of childhood drowning by having your kids know how to swim, by taking them and taking the effort to teach them or to take them to classes. So why not go out there and have them learn these things? There are so many programs that will help with this process, including some right here in Corpus. CCISD has a very new program, which is called Learn to Swim program. For all the third graders, it teaches them how to swim within 1 week during their physical education class. There's also swim lessons held at the natatorium by the city for all ages. Or you could learn through YMCA, or just as easy as teaching yourself or getting a personal trainer to be able to teach you for private lessons. If you're looking for competitive swim teams, you can always join a USA group, or you can register with Coastal Bend All-Stars or Corpus Christi Aquatic Alliance for all age groups. As you can see here, I have a few of the logos of the different places that you can visit. And with the summer coming up, I would really like you to take all the training that you can to be able to learn how to swim. If you don't already know how, then, or if you have nieces or nephews, take them out and teach them this way, and we can prevent drowning and the cause of death. So I want you to learn how to swim. Thank you. That's all for today.